Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we do have an update on Battlegrounds. Now unfortunately this isn't like the full post breaking down the rewards and like getting into nitty gritty, but there are some important changes that I definitely felt that are worth a video and are worth discussing and breaking them down. So well, the initial bit here, there's nothing special. Obviously, we know that they are being released on September the 12th at 10 a.m. PDT. I'm counting down hours to that. And again, initially, you're going to have to play through the victory track in order to reach Gladiator's Circuit, where some of the best rewards in the contest await. So I can't wait for that. I hope the rewards are good for it, obviously. That being said, let's break down the specific points. Champion charges have been removed. We knew that, and that's good. That's awesome. Next up, champions that have been selected but not locked in will be chosen when timer elapses. And thank goodness, this was such a simple fix to make. And ever since the very first beta, this has been the source of so many silly losses. Because there was the timer bug, well, when it locked it in 2 seconds early, or sometimes when you just get indecisive, or one thing happens or another. And this is so good when they just lock in based on the one that you have currently chosen, not some whatever random pick that they used to do. So basically what this means is if you're kind of like tapping through your champions and thinking which one you're going to place on defense, the one that you're currently on is going to get placed even if you haven't like locked it in. So that's perfect. That's so good. I have seen so many people getting absolutely well done in by that. Additional time has been added to the first defender pick of the draft, and this is also a huge and a massive thing because it only left you like 7 or 8 seconds to pick the first champion to place, and also arguably the first champion to place is quite often the one where you need most time to think based on whatever champions opponents have, because there's the most possible variations. You need to keep in mind most of the champions that opponents have. Later on, when you only have each 3 different champions left, it's super easy to decide which one you're going to place. But initially, whilst both players have 7 champions, there's just a lot of things to take in consideration. So I'm super happy that they're adding slightly bit more time to that. And especially both of these first 2 points combined will make such a massive difference. And I'm super happy for that. Scoring breakdown has been updated with more information, which is an ironic thing to state because I would love to have more information about this. And I'll be honest, yet every time Kabam mentions something about changes to scoring, I'm kind of getting paranoid at this time, because virtually every time they do something with it, they immediately have to revert to it because it was absolutely garbage idea and didn't work at all, and ended up in like having a ton of ties, or ended up having, you know, unreasonable losses due to kind of like silly scoring system. And I'm really worried that they have changed something there that they shouldn't. But if it's just the fact that it's displaying more information, you know, fair enough. I really want to know the nitty-bitty grits of this. I'm quite potentially worried about it because, again, just based off past experience and Kabam, last couple of times when they changed anything, they basically had to revert it back within like a couple of hours or a day. So I really do hope they haven't smudged this one up or kabammed this one up. I think kabammed could be easily a verb because they do kabam up a lot of things. Okay, this is a big thing. This is going to be huge. Summoners can now tap on an opponent's profile picture to view their summoner profile, add them as a friend, or flag their account for cheating. So we are in fact getting an in-game report button, which is huge. Obviously brings some potential worries that people are going to be salty losers and are going to try abuse that button every time something doesn't go their way. However, I still think that it is important to have it there because the old way of reporting the cheating accounts in the game was just absolutely dreadful. So I do think this is important. Also that quickly add them as a friend in order to, I don't know, just have a chat or organize a rematch or something like that. I think it's a very good idea. Nice. And yeah, it did seem quite odd that you couldn't check exactly the summoner's profile before as well, because often based on summoner's profile you can figure out whether they are cheating or are not potentially. So I do like this, just kind of like quality of life improvement. And perhaps the most important thing here is that the health increase has returned to 300% and the timers are returned to 2 minutes. Thank fudge for that. 200% meta was the least amount of fun I had in Battlegrounds, without a doubt. Virtually the last beta that I did in Battlegrounds was the least exciting, interesting. It was all about just nuking champions down. It seemed like it kind of dumbed down Battlegrounds a lot, where you just bring in your ghost CGRs, hit monkeys, and whatnot, and that was pretty much all that mattered there. So yes, I'm super happy that they're returning back to 300%. Now, I also know at the same time that there were people who enjoyed the shorter fights. So if anything, I hope that Kabam, or maybe just a potential idea for the future, Kabam can leave the 200% timers in some sort of lower tiers or lower ranks or something like that. But I think 100% for the higher levels of Battlegrounds, they should be 300%, if not 350% health increase and stuff like that. So I'm very, very happy to see this one, because yeah, it was just absolutely dreadful for me personally. Again, if you enjoyed 200% timers, fair play. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying that I didn't. I felt as if it quite literally just dumbed down Battlegrounds and made it much more similar to arena fights, basically. But all of these things combined, obviously quite interesting, and love some of these changes that your champions don't have to be locked in. You just need to be selected on that one. Love that you have slightly more time to pick the first one. Also, in-game reporting system, 300% timers are back. Quite worried about scoring update. Obviously, there are still many things that we don't know about Battlegrounds yet. How exactly it's going to work, what rewards are going to be in this victory track, what rewards exactly are going to look in Gladiator Circuit, how exactly the seasons are going to look like. Perhaps most importantly, what kind of meta is coming and what kind of nodes we're going to see within, first several weeks. I know a lot of people are waiting for that to decide which champions are going to rank up before Battlegrounds launches. I myself am one of them. I have like 20 odd something tier 5 basics now saved up, and I just want to know what is going to be the first meta in case I do want to rank up some more champions for that. But obviously, the closer the day comes, the more and more excited I get. And ultimately, what I read here is very, very good bit of news about the increased timers and some improvements. And hopefully, the biggest worry still obviously is the cheating accounts and players. Let's hope that Kabam is able to address them in speedy manner and much better than they did in beta. Let me know what you guys think about these changes, and I will catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next